On this trip, I originally planned to, ride. We rode 10 days, but the trip actually lasts 12 days. And my objective here was to spend 2 days just at the Orkhorn National Valley Park. It was because it's absolutely beautiful there. As we woke up in the morning that day, everybody kind of slept in. We finally kind of got the Gur camp, the temperature of it nice, so it wasn't so freezing cold. We were in Siberia after all.
So this is horse meat salami made with pork fat. I've never had such a thing. But we're in Siberia now, in a Gurt. Tastes good. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's a breakfast sandwich right there. These local tomatoes.
Yep.
Yeah?
Green.
Nice. Good stuff.
Most of the camp around us, there was 4 Gurs around us. They were already torn down. And according to the local families, the next couple days, the children would be going back to school in a local community. So they were tearing down the Gur camps or their homes and moving closer to the city so the kids could go to school. It was extremely unique to see this because here was this 11-year-old boy tearing down the family home, taking it piece by piece down, setting everything precisely where it needed to be. He tore the whole thing down himself. This was an 11-year-old boy doing this. In the United States and Europe and stuff, we have child labor laws. This kind of stuff would never fly. But just to see the amount of respect and understanding this young man had for his family, his culture, and what he was to become in life as a herder, as a Mongolian nomad, was extremely impressive to me. I got a real deep respect for this young man. He tore down that Gur camp in about, I would say, less than 40 minutes. Very interesting to see how, what we really come from. Our kids, when kids growing up, 500 years ago, 200 years ago, they would have all been part of this. And for some reason, the cultures of the world lost this, the Western cultures. And now our kids grow up 16, 18, 20 years old, and they have just starting to learn a sense of responsibility. It was very humbling to see this 11-year-old boy do a man's job without complaining, without crying, without anything. The whole time we filmed and videoed this and talked to him, he never missed a beat. He kept doing what he was supposed to do. He took very good care. Everything was life and death. Everything was important to this young man. It was a spectacular thing to witness. It was one thing that probably for the rest of my life, I will always remember this. Done watching the boy, do the Gur camp, I went ahead and grabbed the fish that we caught the night before. You have to remember it's Siberia, so fish can stay out in the cold. It's like living in a refrigerator or a freezer. I filleted them up, got them all cleaned up so we could have some nice breakfast, mix the fish in with our breakfast, and made some really good eating, And then the cool part is taking the fish itself, the clean fish, the remains and stuff, and throwing it to the hawks and throwing it to the vultures. Leaving the valley, leaving this park, we rode through some really spectacular volcano fields. No problems there, crossed a lot of rivers, headed out, and we got riding, and we got back into some of the steps, and the steps are just like giant dunes, and I'm gonna say this throughout this video probably 10 times. You just ride up and down, and it's just some of the most awesome riding you can do because it's just perfect. You know, this is dirt roads. There's 14, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like 80% of the highways in Mongolia are dirt roads. And there's only like, I want to say 14,000 kilometers of paved roads. Now when you say that, it sounds like a lot, but it's not when you consider the town of Ulaanbaatar is all paved, and that's included in that number. There's only like one highway that expands, that goes the entire distance on Mongolia, and it's not paved. I testify, I wrote it, it's not paved. Realizing by this point that nothing really exciting has happened. You know, we've crossed some rivers, we've done some cool stuff, but nothing bike riding has happened. I decided to take off straight towards one of my camera guys, Rodrigo, and I just came flying in at him, and I just locked up my rear brake and dropped the bike right into him, and I slid right up to him, and I had to do something. I mean, just to make it fun and interesting, and it was funny. He laughed, I laughed, and we got a kick out of it. But sometimes you just got to make shit happen, yeah?